Hi there students, welcome back to another video lesson. So for this particular video lesson, we will be discussing the week 3 lesson in grade 9 mathematics quarter 1, which is solving equations transformable to quadratic equations. So let's start. So the lesson objectives are, the first one is solving quadratic equations that are not written in standard form. We can say that a quadratic equation is written in standard form when terms are arranged in decreasing powers. So the standard form of a quadratic equation is written as ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And then the second one will be solving rational algebraic equations transformable to quadratic equations. So equations transformable to quadratic equations. So there are different procedures in transforming equations to quadratic equations. Once the equations are transformed to quadratic equations, then they can be solved using the techniques learned in previous lessons. So yung mga techniques na sinasabi dito is yung 4 methods in solving quadratic equation, which are through extracting the square roots, by factoring, completing the square, and using the quadratic formula. So the first one, solving quadratic equations that are not written in standard form. So for our first example, solve x times x plus 7 is equal to 60. So yung x, i-distribute natin siya dun sa mga terms na nasa loob ng parentheses. That is x times x squared, and then x times 7, that is 7x, equals 60. So para maisulat siya sa standard form, so yung 60 kailangan nating tanggalin dito sa right side, dalhin sa left side. So we need to subtract 60 to both sides. So magiging x squared plus 7x minus 60 equals 0. Now, using factoring method, so ipa-factor natin yung equation. So what are the factors of negative 60? That will give a sum of 7, the coefficient of the middle term. So that is 12 and negative 5. So susulat natin siya as x plus 12 times x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now, we equate each term to 0. So x plus 12 equals 0, tsaka x minus 5 is equal to 0. So, yung x plus 12 equals 0, magsusubtract tayo ng 12 to both sides. So, x is equal to negative 12. Sa x minus 5 is equal to 0 naman, mag-a-add tayo ng 5 to both sides. So, x equals 5. Next, to check. So, using the original equation, so kapag chine-check po natin yung ating mga solutions, so make sure gagamitin po natin yung original equation. So, hindi po yung na-transform na equation. So, if x is equal to negative 12, so negative 12 times negative 12 plus 7 equals 60. So, negative 12 times, so the sum of negative 12 and 7, that is negative 5, equals 60. Finally, negative 12 times negative 5, that is positive 60. So, 60 equals 60. What about if x is equal to 5? So, 5 times the quantity 5 plus 7 equals 60. Next, 5 times the sum of 5 and 7 is 12 equals 60. So, if we multiply 5 by 12, that is 60 equals 60. So, yung value ng x na hinahanap natin dito, o yung solution ng ating equation are x equals negative 12 and x equals 5. So, for the next example, find the roots of the quantity of x minus 8 squared is equal to 1. So, squaring a binomial, so yung process niya, we square the first term, so x times x, that is x squared. And then, twice the product of the first and second term, x times negative 8, that is negative 8, and then twice nga, times 2, negative 16x. Next, square the last term, negative 8 squared, that is 64, equals 1. Next, so Gagawin natin siyang standard form muna. So, magiging x squared minus 16x plus 64 minus 1 is equal to 1 minus 1. So, we subtract 1 to both sides. Then, magiging x squared minus 16x plus 63 equals 0. Now, using factoring method, so what are the factors of 63 that will give a sum of negative 16? So, ang factors po niya is negative 7 tsaka negative 9. Kasi pag pinag-multiply ang negative 7 tsaka negative 9, that is positive 63. So, sulat natin x minus 7 times x minus 9 is equal to 0. And then, we equate each term to 0. So, x minus 7 is equal to 0. So, magiging x equals 7. X minus 9 is equal to 0. Magiging x equals 9. So, to check, so if x is equal to 7, so magiging 7 minus 8, and then squared is equal to 1. 7 minus 8, that is negative 1. Squared is equal to 1. So, if we raise negative 1 to 2, that is positive 1. So, 1 equals 1. If x is equal to 9, that is 9 minus 8, squared is equal to 1. 9 minus 8, that is 1. Squared equals 1. So, 1 squared, that is 1 times 1. So, 1 is equal to 1. So, our solution for this equation are x equals 7 and x equals 9. Number 3 problem. Determine the positive root of the quadratic equation. The quantity of x minus 3 squared plus the quantity of x plus 7 squared is equal to 68. So, ganun pa rin po. Square natin yung binomial. So, dito muna tayo sa x minus 3. So, x times x, that is x squared. So, twice the product of the first and second term. X times negative 3, that is negative 3. X times 2, negative 6x. And then, we square the last term, negative 3 squared, that is 9. So, doon naman po tayo sa x plus 7. So, x squared. And then, x times 7, that is 7x, times 2, 14x. And then, square the last term, 7 squared, that is 49, equals 68. Now, we combine like terms. So, x squared, tsaka x squared, magiging 2x squared. Next, negative 6x plus 14x, that is 8x. And then, 9 plus 49, that is 58, equals 68. So, since gagamit naman tayo dito ng completing the square, so, ang gagawin natin, yung 58, ililipat natin sa right side. So, magiging 2x squared plus 8x equals, so 68 minus 58, that is 10. And then, we divide the whole equation by 2. So, magiging x squared plus 4x equals 5. So, gagawin nating perfect square trinomial yung nasa left side. So, mag-a-add tayo ng constant term dito. So, ang gagawin natin doon, yung middle term, yung coefficient ng x, 4, i-divide natin sa 2. And then, i-square natin yung sagot. So, 4 divided by 2, that is 2. 2 squared, that is 4. So, magiging x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 5 plus 4. Next, magiging x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 9. So, yung next natin na gagawin, so, yung x squared plus 4x plus 4, i-express natin siya as the square of binomial form. So, ang mangyayari doon, square root of x squared, that is x, and then follow the sign of the middle term plus, and then we subtract the square root of the last term, square root of 4, that is 2, and then squared, equals 9. And then we extract the square root of both sides. So, x plus 2 equals positive negative 3. So, kapag in-extract natin yung square root ng both sides, matatanggal po yung squared. Okay? So, x sub 1 is equal to 3 minus 2. So, yung 2 po kasi, lilipat natin sa right side. So, x sub 1 is equal to 3 minus 2, that is 1. Next, x sub 2 naman, magiging negative 3 minus 2. So, x sub 2 is equal to negative 3 minus 2, that is negative 5. So, yung roots na ating equation is, or are, 1 and negative 5. So, to check, x is equal to 1, x equals to negative 5. So, dun sa problem natin, ang inihingi niya yung positive root, which is x is equal to 1. So, kailangan muna natin siyang i-check kung mag-i-equal both sides dun sa original equation. 1 minus 3 squared plus 1 plus 7 squared equals 68. 1 minus 3 is negative 2 squared plus 1 plus 7 is 8 squared equals 68. Negative 2 squared, that is positive 4, plus 8 squared, 8 times 8, 64, equals 68. So 4 plus 4, that is 68, equals 68. So yung x equals 1 na positive root, tama po siya. So check na rin natin yung negative 5. Okay. So negative 5 minus 3, that is negative 8 squared, plus negative 5 plus 7, that is positive 2 squared, equals 68. So negative 8 squared, that is 64, plus 2 squared, 4, equals 68. So 64 plus 4, that is 68, equals 68. So tama rin po yung solusyon natin na negative 5. So dahil positive root lang po ang tinatanong ng ating equation, so our answer will be x equals 1 lang. So let's have example number 4. Identify the negative root of the quadratic equation, the quantity of 2x plus 3 squared plus the quantity of x plus 4 squared is equal to 130. So dito muna tayo sa 2x plus 3. So square natin yon, 2x times 2x, 4x squared. Then twice the product of 2x and 3. So 2x times 3, that is 6x, times 2, 12x. And then we square the last term 3, that is 9. Plus, sa x plus 4 naman, we square x, that is x squared. And then we multiply the first and last term, x times 4, 4x, times 2, that is 8x. Plus, square the last term, 16, equals 130. And then we combine like terms. So, yung 130, ilipat natin siya sa left side, magiging negative 130 na siya. So, 4x squared tsaka x squared, 5x squared. And then, 12x tsaka 8x, that is 20x. 9 plus 16, that is 25, minus 130 is equal to 0. Now, we can divide the whole equation by 5. So, pag dinivide natin siya sa 5, magiging x squared plus 4x plus 5 minus 26 equals 0. And then we combine 5 and negative 26. X squared plus 4x minus 21 equals 0. So ngayon naman ang gagamitin natin is yung quadratic formula. So identify muna natin yung A, 1, yung B, 4, yung C, negative 21. So the quadratic formula, that is x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So yung b natin, 4, so magiging negative 4 siya, positive, negative, the square root of b squared. That is 4 times 4, magiging 16. Minus 4 times the value of a, that is 1. Times the value of c, negative 21. So, i-multiply natin as negative 21. All over 2 times the value of a, 1. So, that is 2. So, x equals negative 4, positive negative, square root of 16 minus, so 4 times negative 21, that is negative 84. So, dahil minus siya, subtraction, change natin yung sign ng subtrahen, magiging positive 84 all over 2. Next, x equals negative 4, positive negative 100 all over 2. Next, x is equal to negative 4, positive negative, square root of 100, that is 10 all over 2. So, dito natin isulat, dito banda. Okay. So, yung x sub 1 natin, so, magiging negative 4 plus 10 over 2. So, negative 4 plus 10, that is 6 divided by 2, that is 3. X sub 2 naman, negative 4 minus 10 all over 2, magiging negative 4 minus 10, negative 14, divided by 2, negative 7. So, lagyan natin siya ng box para makita yung solution talaga natin. Okay. So, based dito sa problem natin, hinihingi niya yung negative root. So, that is negative 7. So, kailangan muna natin siyang i-check kung tama ba. So, x equals negative 7. So, check natin siya. 2 times negative 7 plus 3, and then squared, plus negative 7 plus 4, squared is equal to 130. 2 times negative 7, that is negative 14, plus 3, and then squared, plus negative 7 plus 4, that is negative 3, squared, equals 130. So, if we add negative 14 and 3, that is negative 11 squared plus negative 3 squared, that is 9, equals 130. Negative 11 squared, that is 121, plus 9 is equal to 130. So, 121 plus 9, that is 130, equals 130. So, what about 3? So, kung 3 naman, so magiging 2 times 3 plus 3, and then squared, plus 3 plus 4 squared is equal to 130. Next, 2 times 3, that is 6, plus 3 squared, plus 3 plus 4 squared is equal to 130. 6 plus 3, that is 9 squared, plus 3 plus 4, 7 squared is equal to 130. So, 9 times 9, that is 81, plus 7 times 7, 49, equals 130. So, 81 plus 49, that is 130, equals 130. So, since yung hinahanap lang natin is yung negative root, so our answer will be x equals negative 7 only.